a pest called Tutor Absol. Blight is also as dangerous as you can never imagine. Because it's one thing that you can, like for example,
You guys are not taking to Kenya as well to compete with their fruits.
They are organized more than us. For us, we are doing as if we are doing it haphazardly. Everyone is at his own. So everybody can. This is not rocket science. We can do it. We started small, as I told you in the first episode. At one time, I was a border rider.
Today with me is Mr. Kasule Solomon, a seasoned tomato farmer who is going to answer most of the burning questions when it comes to tomato farming. We've received quite a number of concerns and questions since our last visit to his farm. We see a lot has been going on, and he's here to answer some of the questions that were asked in the last videos and to clarify more for those who would like to get into tomato farming. Thank you for hosting us.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure having me on this platform. I'm Solomon Kasule, a horticulture farmer specializing in tomatoes, eggplants, pumpkin, and green pepper.
Mr. Kasule, how did you get into tomato farming exactly? Because we have a lot of people that would like to get into this. They are scared because maybe most of the farmers make it look like it's quite of a science, that it's not easy to learn, or they need to first go for a degree or master's. So what guidance would you give out to those who would like to start out?
First and foremost, all of us can do it. If others can do it, you shouldn't put limitations on yourself that you can't do it. Do all you can. You should stop making excuses. You start small with what you have within your means, and you start. So it doesn't need rocket science. It's very much possible. It's very easier than you think.
At the moment, how many acres of tomato farming are you doing?
This season I did 5 acres. In addition to that, I have 6 acres of eggplant. I also have pumpkins, 3 acres, and I have an acre of green pepper.
So for Mr. Collins out there who would like to get started into tomato farming, do they have to start with 5 acres to be profitable, or they can start even smaller?
Not necessarily. It doesn't have to be 2 acres, 1 acre, what? Start with what you have. Gradually you'll add on as time goes by. In addition, as you get experience, you expand your work.
For those who didn't watch our first video, I'll be linking it up here and even in the description so that you can watch. For those who would like to know the variety that you're doing right now and how comes it's so big compared to the tomatoes we usually see out there in the market. Where do you sell these? Do you sell them to... because for us we rarely see this on the market.
Mainly we do this type, it's called Asila F1, purposely for exporting. It's the best variety for long root. It's not so soft, it can endure those days that needs to reach to the market. So we decided to stick on it.
So the burning question is, how do we start? Most of the people have the question of the budget. What budget do I need maybe to start a half an acre, an acre? That is one of the most asked questions that we've seen, that we've received.
So it needs to first identify where you're going to do your farming, what you need, when you are going to do it, which variety are you going to do, and the season. For example, like if you are to do during sunny season, for example, if you are to plant in around November, we are approaching December, January, because normally tomatoes, as we talked in the first episode, from the time of putting in the nursery bed, you count 90 days. Those are 3 months approximately. That's when you will see a ripened tomato. Then from 90 days, you'll add in like 7 days, you do your first harvest. Therefore, if you are to do it in the dry season, for example, like in the area which I am, yeah, we normally experience dry season almost throughout the year. So you estimate it to be an acre can cost you from 8 to 10 m.
That is for the seeds, labor and everything?
Everything, almost everything. Minus remuneration of the labor work. We are talking about not having your place. We are talking from hiring the place where you're going to do it, getting grass for mulching, getting chicken droppings, getting other fertilizers for top dressing.
That is all within the 10 million?
Yeah, within the 10 million. In contrast to the rainy season, it can be lower than that. Of course, if I'm to do my tomato farming within Wakiso surrounding areas, whereby I will not need to irrigate, it might cost me like 6 to 7 an acre. That we are talking when you have done all the necessities, when you have put in everything required to bring out the good output. Because some others can use even less than that, but they haven't done all the things that we are talking about, standard farming. Yes.
How much labor or help is needed per 1 acre?
Per 1 acre,
yes.
4 can be enough. Four are enough.
We've put in our 10 million. For those who would like to know the process of growing, how many days from the nursery bed to the garden they're taking care of, you can refer back to the video that we had last time. I'll be linking it up here, all in the description. You can refer to that and get to know those. So now we've put in our 10 million. The farmer out there would like to know, what could the output be?
Depending on the experience I have and what I've seen over the years. As we well know, I talked about it in the last episode. I told you that fresh fruit markets, they are always fluctuating, especially here in Uganda. And on top of that, for us here, our neighboring Kenya, Kenyans are flooding our markets here in Kampala. So you can never tell the prices at which you are going to sell your goods. But there's still some ray of light. Let's say that normally nowadays the box goes for 350, 300. That's Kampala market. 200, depending.
Is that what we can call a good price or a bad price?
That's an average price.
Average.
The 200,000 is an average price. 350, that's the good it can go nowadays. Because sometimes it can shoot like 400. We are talking about Kampala market specifically. But that cannot hold for 2 weeks or 1 week, as it used to be before our neighboring countries started bringing here tomatoes. It used to go up to 600,000 during sunny season, especially in February.
Why is it that you guys are not taking to Kenya as well to compete with their fruits?
They are organized more than us. For us, we are doing as if we are doing it haphazardly. Everyone is at his own. So back to the question that you asked. We estimate that an acre can give you, if you have on a very good season, it can give you between 80 to 100 boxes. That's 18 m. I've counted the lowest, the average price, but it can go as far as 350. So,
what is your biggest secret to having such big fruits?
And you have to do everything on time. You have to fertilize. You have to space them enough so that you get a bigger fruit. So, and for example, I started with chicken droppings. I mixed them in the ground. I added in yellow winner power, one part, and the other part I did DAP. I did top dressing. So I was watering on time, once every week. I mulched in time. So you expect good results, as you can see.
So for our friends out there who would like to get into tomato farming, as you've heard, one of the major keys for being successful when it comes to commercial farming, fertilization, and giving your plants everything they need on time, be it water, or insecticides, or anything else you want. So one of the top questions we received last time was, what are some of the major challenges that are faced with tomato farming here on field? What are some of the challenges they should expect when they start out in tomato farming?
Mainly, I'll talk about two of them. The two are more disastrous than you can think, because they can cause you 100% total loss. The first one is a pest called Tutor Absol. Blight is also as dangerous as you can never imagine, because it's one thing that you can, like for example, I can come on the garden today, and when the garden is quite okay, and I leave and I depart to go where I stay, whether in Kampala or any other place, only to come back in 2 days and the garden is almost finished. Those are the things that you have to be on the watch out ever, to see that any type of first symptoms, you act promptly and on time, because they can cause you 100% total loss.
So like you've had some of the big challenges when it comes to tomato farming. We have Tutor Absol and blight. So those are some of the things you should watch out for and be prepared.
The others are manageable.
Others are manageable, but those are some of the things that you should be aware and on guard, just in case you see any symptoms. What would be your advice to those that would like to venture into tomato farming?
So everybody can. This is not rocket science. We can do it. We started small, as I told you in the first episode. At one time I was a border rider. So you need to think big. You need to love what you're doing. Even if you come into it business minded, but you still have to love it first and give out your all. What a mind can conceive, it can achieve. Start there and then. That's the difference that makes successful people. Because you may talk with him an idea and he implements it there and then. When you're still figuring out how it will work out, looking on the side, on the negative side, you start there and then. And there are many people that God will plant on your way that will help you in one way or the other. As the way Baganda said that, you have to first start, then those who will put in will have to see what you are doing and they will come in for your help. What is the best season to do tomato farming? But the advice I can give you, tomatoes are done all year throughout. You only need to know when you are prepared enough, because you need to make necessary preparations.
Thank you very much for answering some of our burning questions from our last video. I hope most of your questions have been answered. If you have any, you can still forward them and we shall have Mr. Kasule to answer those. Like you've heard, the best season to do tomato farming is the season when you're most prepared. Do not wait for whether it's, people ask a lot, have been asking whether it's dry or wet, but the best season, like he has said, is when you are most prepared. And like he has said, start small, think big, start small, and do not quit, be persistent. Thank you very much for watching. It's been Rich Harvest for you. Keep watching, we shall be bringing up more farming business tutorials to help you get started into your journey of agribusinesses. Thank you.